How's it going, Yankee fans? Welcome back to Fireside Yankees with your boys Alex and Ryan. We're talking about Roki Sasaki. The Yankees, several other teams, including the Mets and Dodgers, have all sent scouts over to watch Sasaki, 22-year-old, 100-mile-an-hour guy, flame-throwing level pitcher. He's a superstar in the making. Has had some injury concerns in the past. I think he only pitched a maximum of 121 innings, including 91 last year. But this guy's stuff is elite. He had 135 strikeouts in 91 innings last season in the JPPL. This is a special talent. He has an opt-out in his contract after 2024. There's going to be a lot of teams interested in him. We want to talk about his level of talent, what he would bring. Should the Yankees be intrigued? Yeah. Early response, they should freaking be intrigued. This guy is an absolute animal. Now, I wonder what the contract will look like. I'll let Ryan kind of talk more about his pitch quality, what he brings to the table, finances of it. But Ryan, before we dive into Roki Sasaki, how you doing today, my friend?
I mean, I'm doing good, man. You go 4-0. I mean, better word would be great. You go 4-0 in your first 4 games. That's huge, right? And, we talked about the importance of beating teams that, are in the American League because of tiebreakers, especially when we're talking about really good teams that are going to be in the playoff mix. Look, I'm not saying the Astros are a wildcard team because they lost 4 straight to the Yankees. What I am saying is that, look, they won the division last year on the final game of the season. They could be in the wildcard standings, right? And if you're also in the wildcard standings, and look, I would love to just sit here and tell you about how the Yankees are going to storm through the American League East and they're going to win the division by 1 billion games, but, that's not a realistic thing. The Orioles are very good. They have their start to the season will be very soft. They play the Royals after this. We're playing the NL pennant winners after this. So, or even like the Red Sox, they're playing Oakland. The Blue Jays, I think, are getting, like Tampa Bay's getting Texas. That's a tough matchup. Toronto actually is going to Houston, and you would imagine down 4 games, I think the Astros are going to want to punch back a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. But as it kind of pertains to the Yankees and where they're at right now, you feel good about the team. And then when it comes to Roki Sasaki, he could certainly be a difference maker in a rotation because, good God, this stuff is, I mean, it's unbelievable, right? Like 100-mile-per-hour fastballs, good vertical life, good splitter. Breaking balls could use some work, but they're still really good. Like, they could only use some work because they could probably go from good to great, or from great to elite because of just how good his velocity is. Like, just throwing so hard makes your breakers good. People think that velocity only matters for your fastballs. That's not true. Throwing like Nick Birdie, for example. Nick Birdie throws like an 88 to 90 mile per hour sweeper. That's gross. That's disgusting. Like, guys can't touch that. You know what I mean? That's just not touchable. Batters don't see that. You don't see, when you can figure out a way to generate a lot of movement and a lot of velocity, you've kind of cracked the code. You've made yourself unhittable. Maybe guys won't swing as much against you, but that's a good thing because if you know how to just throw strikes, not command the ball, just throw strikes, yeah, you're going to be able to kind of catch hitters sleeping. You kind of think of like Jacob deGrom, when you watch Jacob deGrom pitch, and you'll see so many situations where it's like, why did he take a 100-mile-per-hour fastball for strike 3? Because it's 100 miles per hour. You can't fucking see it. You know what I mean? You can't see the ball zipping out, zipping left and right. You can't see the ball. Sasaki gives you that same kind of, deception because he just throws so hard. He's young. There are some injury questions, but you don't actually have to pay him if you were to opt out of his deal after 2024. Now, hear me out. That might sound weird because, of course, you do have to compensate any player on your roster financially. You can't sign players for free, but Sasaki is not going to sign in the manner that Yamamoto signed. He would sign in the manner that Ohtani signed. And if you guys remember Ohtani's free agency, which the Yankees were briefly involved in before he kind of bowed out of the Yankees, or he said no to the Yankees essentially, he signed what was essentially a rookie deal. He signed 3 years, league minimum, 3 years arbitration. He had to go through arbitration. He actually, if you remember the $30 million deal he signed in his final year with the Angels, that was to settle outside of arbitration. Shohei Ohtani needed to took a contract that basically set himself up to get paid like he was a rookie. Like the way Anthony Volpe is being paid right now. We talk about cost control talent. Imagine if you could take what would probably be the best pitching prospect in baseball, who's MLB ready and has some of the best stuff in the league, maybe the best stuff in the world, and just pluck them onto your roster with 6 years of control. It's like if you took an MLB The Show player, Alex, like a player you just create in your Road to the Show file, and said, I'm going to go play for my favorite team. You get drafted by your favorite team, and then their team now has whatever they had currently, plus this stud of a pitcher who just shouldn't exist and doesn't really make sense. That's how good Sasaki is. He's more talented than Yamamoto was, and I think the world of Yamamoto. I've consistently called him a top 5 pitcher in the world, even after he signed with the Dodgers. Do you think I love that he went to the Dodgers? No, I hated it, right? It hurt, right? But he is still one of the best pitchers in the world, and he was worthy of that $325 million contract. I just kind of dream about a world where you have Cole, Sasaki making nothing, and you've got him slotted behind Cole as your heir apparent. You know, you kind of think of like Juan Soto getting the torch passed on to him by Aaron Judge, right? But what about Garrett Cole getting to instruct, help mold, help shape the career of a 23-year-old who has more talent than anybody who's ever walked through the doors of the Yankee organization, you could argue, right? You dream about it. And it's cost controlled. League minimum, $700,000 towards a luxury tax. It's a sneeze. House Steinbrenner probably lets his, yeah, if you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, it's the clip where he goes, my fun coupons. That's Hal Steinbrenner's fun coupons. He throws them for fun. Sometimes, I imagine Hal Steinbrenner looks at $700,000 the way I look at like, hey, you know what? I could spend $10 on this Chipotle bowl today. Like, I mean, come on. It's stupid. You get 3 years of that type of control and then you just go to arbitration. Maybe, potentially, you work out a pre-arbitration extension. Maybe after those 3 years, you go, wow, he's so good. Sasaki, here's $250 million over 10 years. Be a Yankee forever. And he takes that deal, and it's only $25 million for 10 years, and he's signing at like 25. You have him through his age, basically the years of Yamamoto. I mean, come on, right? Like, you just kind of dream about these things. I don't think the Yankees are the favorites. I don't want people to think that I'm saying the Yankees are the favorites. I think the Padres, I think the Dodgers are the two teams you look at and say, probably 1 and 2 on my standings. Yankees might be third there, but the Yankees certainly have a lot of pull internationally. If they can get this done, Alex, oh my God, right? Like, this would be oh my God news. And you wouldn't have to pay for pitching this offseason. You could pay Soto and then just have a rookie guy. Like, that would be stupid. It'd be unbelievable.
That's maybe where I am looking at in terms of why it makes so much sense is the Yankees are going to probably give Soto a blank check, which means they're not going to have a substantial amount of money to spend elsewhere on pitching, whether it be I know Zach Wheeler's off the table now, signed an extension with the Phillies, but, whether it be Corbin Burns or something else, Sasaki is league minimum, right? He is cheap as hell. You can afford to get a superstar right fielder in Soto, bring him back long term, and you get a superstar pitcher with the upside that not many can actually touch. So I'm really excited about the prospect of this. You said the Yankees probably aren't in the top 2 of teams that are probable, but I will say this: if the Yankees win a championship this year, and the Dodgers, who already have Ohtani and already have Yamamoto, they're the face of the team right now in a lot of ways. Sasaki will be playing second fiddle. If the Yankees bring in Sasaki, he's going to be one of the biggest faces on the New York Yankees. He's going to be internationally recognized at a level that is unprecedented. He won't be buried behind Ohtani in that regard. He will be the face of the Yankees internationally. And that is something that you cannot replicate. The Dodgers can get close, but you can't replicate it entirely. Now, we'll see. A lot of pitchers in terms of Japanese pitchers don't want to play alongside other Japanese pitchers because of that. They want to be the ace. They're competitive. They want to be in the spotlight. They want to be in the limelight. And I think that the Yankees offer that to Sasaki. We can give you the long-term commitment. We have a winning team. We're bringing back our superstar hitter. You're going to win here. You're going to be on the biggest stage in baseball. And ultimately, you're going to make more money than you can ever spend in a lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, the Dodgers will offer him that too. But the Yankees can offer him a lot more than just money. They can offer him a platform that I think will be his to own instead of being behind Yamamoto, behind Ohtani in terms of that Japanese kind of hierarchy. And I think the Yankees just haven't dipped their toes in the international pool that frequently over the last couple of years, aside from Venezuela and the Dominican Republic, more so like overseas type of situations. He could be something special, and that maybe that's what the Yankees have been targeting all along. Smoothing him over, like giving him that respect. Trying to like kind of get his ear in terms of why he should join the Yankees. Maybe that's what they've been thinking. We're not going to spend big on a pitcher this offseason. They could have went for Blake Snell. They could have went for this because they are going to have Roki Sasaki filling that rotation slot. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what they have in mind. And like you said, he's going to be cheap. They could afford, like, theoretically speaking, the Yankees have enough money to get Soto, Sasaki, and go get Corbin Burns if they really wanted to go nuts with it, because they were going to give Yamamoto $300 million this offseason. If he said yes, he was a Yankee, and they were going to blow past that $300 million threshold, blow past it. So, theoretically speaking, Rizzo could be off the books. Glaber could be off the books. You have $40 million right there. Soto's already at $31 million, so you're just adding on to whatever he's making now, maybe an extra $15 million. You're going to have enough to go get like an elite pitcher, bring back Soto and Sasaki, and the Yankees don't skip a beat. Now you have to figure out what you do at second base and first base. You hope to God that, maybe the Yankees say, well, we don't need Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones, both of them. Maybe we try to flip one of them for like an elite player. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. I don't want to trade either of those two guys. But you figure out what you do at first base. Maybe Ben Rice takes that job at first, and you just kind of run with him, and you just kind of say to yourself, let's see if he can survive here. And then second base, you figure out maybe Yorbit Vivas takes a biggest step forward this year. Maybe Oswaldo Cabrera takes over a starting job. He looks excellent. Maybe he takes a big offensive step forward. DJ LeMahieu's still here. Maybe he fills second base, and you go get a third baseman on the cheaper. Cabrera fills a starting job. Look, if you have Soto, Sasaki, and like another top end pitcher, I don't give two craps if you have like one like average hitter in the infield. That's kind of my personal take right now on it. But Sasaki's a truly special talent, guys. Keep an eye on him. We certainly will. As the season progresses, we'll give you some updates on how he's performing. Obviously, there has been some injury concerns in the past, but I think that mostly like he's 22 years old, like he can get over them. Just like Luis Gil's 25 now, and he's kind of emerged on the other side of this Tommy John surgery situation. So we love that. But always happy to hear your thoughts below in the YouTube comment section. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. And we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Yankees episode.
Perfect.